When you're running a business, it feels like you're being pulled in a million different directions at once, right? But what if one of the biggest, most daunting tasks, just keeping the books straight, could be completely taken off your plate? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. We're diving into a really powerful solution called Outsourced Bookkeeping, and we'll show you how it can help you get back to doing what you actually love, growing your business. All right, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to kick things off by looking at the struggles pretty much every small business owner faces. Then we'll get into what outsourced bookkeeping actually is. From there, we'll see how it can totally shift your focus from just tasks to real strategy. We'll talk about the benefits for your bottom line and then wrap up with how to pick a partner you can actually trust. Sound good? Let's jump in. Okay, first up, let's talk about the small business struggle. And for a lot of you out there, this is going to feel very, very familiar. So let me ask you this. Are you just buried in paperwork instead of actually growing your business? Think about it. You started your company with this big vision, right? All this passion. But now, are you spending more time wrestling with spreadsheets and receipts than you are innovating or making sales or just talking to your customers? It's like this classic trap, and it can seriously stop your growth in its tracks. And these are the common headaches that come with it. Financial record keeping, it's time consuming, it can be super daunting. So you think, okay, maybe I'll hire a full-time person. But whoa, that's expensive. And even if you do, what if the records are still mismanaged? That can lead to losing real money from simple errors. And of course, the big one, the tax headaches that pop up every single year. You see how it's all connected? It's this vicious cycle that just keeps a business from moving forward. So how do you break out of that cycle? Well, let's get into the solution. Let's define what we mean by outsourced bookkeeping. Okay, so what is it exactly? It's actually pretty simple. Instead of hiring a bookkeeper to be on your payroll, you hire an outside professional or even a whole firm to handle all your company's financial record keeping and reporting. Think of it this way. They take care of all the numbers so you and your team can get back to focusing on what you're actually good at. And you might be thinking, okay, but who is this really for? The answer is pretty much everyone. We're talking small to medium-sized companies, brand new startups trying to get off the ground, even nonprofit organizations. It's also great for established businesses just looking to streamline things. If you're in e-commerce, tech, or you're a professional like a doctor or a lawyer, yeah, this is for you too. It's incredibly flexible. All right, so let's shift gears a bit. We've talked about what it is, but what does it actually do? This is where we go from just tasks to actual strategy. Because it's about way more than just plugging in numbers. It's about turning that financial data into a roadmap for your growth. And this table here, it breaks it down perfectly. On the left side, you've got the daily grind. This is all that essential, but let's be honest, pretty tedious stuff. Accounts payable and receivable, reconciling your bank and credit cards, payroll, invoices, you name it. Your outsource partner just handles all of that. But the real game changer is on the right side, the growth engine. This is where the magic happens. We're talking financial reporting and analysis, budgeting, forecasting for the future, and getting real strategic insights. This is the stuff that helps you make smart decisions to actually grow the business. Okay, that all sounds great, right? But let's get to the important part, the bottom line benefits. We've covered the what and the how, so now let's talk about the why. What's the real return on investment here? And let's start with a huge one, 50%. Yeah. That's the potential cost reduction you could see compared to hiring a full-time bookkeeper. Think about it. That's not just salary. That's benefits, office space, equipment, all that overhead. Cutting that in half is massive. And when you put it side by side like this, it becomes crystal clear. On one hand, you've got a full-time employee. That means higher fixed costs, sure, but also all the time you sink into recruiting and managing them. On the other hand, with an outsourced partner, it's just plain more cost-effective. Plus, and this is a big plus, you instantly get access to a whole team of experts, not just one person. And you get way more flexibility to scale up or down as your business changes. But honestly, it's not just about saving money. The real return on your investment is everything else you get back. First, your time, your most valuable asset, right? You get that back to focus on, well, your actual business. You get to make informed decisions because you have real-time data. You make everything more efficient, and you're tapping into a level of expertise you probably couldn't afford in a single hire. It's a huge strategic advantage. And sometimes the biggest benefit isn't something you can put on a spreadsheet. It's just peace of mind. I love this quote from Michelle Foggin. She says, "I really hate all things accounting. I feel so comfortable knowing what I need to do will all get done." And that says it all, doesn't it? For so many business owners, accounting is just this constant source of stress. A great partner just takes that away. They make it easy, and you can finally relax knowing it's all being handled the right way. Okay, so maybe at this point you're thinking, all right, I'm sold. This sounds great. The next big question is, how do you choose a trusted partner? Because let's be real, not all firms are created equal. So here's what you should be looking for. First things first, look at the team. Are they experts? Do they have real credentials like CPA, CA, MBA? don't be afraid to ask. Next, security. This is non-negotiable. You're handing over sensitive financial data, so you have to know they have secure systems and strong internal protocols to protect it. And finally, look for proof. Do they have a strong track record of happy clients? What's their client retention rate like? If a firm is hesitant to share that, that's a pretty big red flag. And remember, a truly great partner does more than just crunch the numbers. This quote from Zamir Javer really hits the nail on the head. He says they're not just about numbers, they bring real strategic insight to the table. That's what you want. You want a partner who helps with the big picture stuff, business structure, investments, planning for the future. They should be adding real, tangible value that pushes your business forward. And this last point is so important. A great partner makes the complicated stuff simple. I love what Nadia Akhtar Sims says here. Her team created easy systems to streamline the financial side of her work, which she says is not my strength. And that's the whole point, isn't it? The goal is for you to have clarity and control without having to become an accountant yourself. They handle the complexity so you can focus on your strengths. So let's just leave you with this one final question to think about. Seriously, take a second and imagine it. All the time, all the energy, all the stress you currently pour into the financial side of things, what if it was just gone, handled? What could you build with that freedom? What new ideas could you chase? What would you do if the numbers were taken care of?